The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Bocto Nation, it's Charlie. Today we're taking a look at another switcheroony, another SPAC that switched it on us. They were oil and gas play. They saw it wasn't being cool, whatever happened with the economy around the world, and they pivoted. Let's jump right in. Trident acquisition SPAC, an ESG green pivot from Russia with love. This has been brought up to me a couple times, so shout out to whoever it was, I don't even know, 3 weeks ago or something, one of our viewers. So thank you for that. I finally took a little bit of time to jump in because other people were starting to talk about it too. So I thought, you know what, it's probably a good time to at least get this out just in case you guys see something you don't like or you do like, and that way you're aware of it if something does come out. The ticker for the United States for me personally right now is TDAC, TDACW. Always just type in Trident acquisitions though and try to find it yourself wherever you're at. This originally launched with an 18-month time frame. It also originally launched with a $175 million Murse. So they pivoted from oil and gas. So here is a picture of their old homepage here. It said, Trident acquisition, oil and gas investment company. We connect Western technologies and capital to the Eastern European opportunities. And they're about us. They even said most underrated oil and gas companies. You know, it was straight up oil and gas. They even had pictures of it, drilling rigs in the background, all that. They have since then changed everything. So the background now of their website is traffic on a freeway, you know, cars at night zooming past. So that's a hint it's transportation, but then they also now don't talk about oil and gas. They say Trident Acquisitions, an energy investment company. We connect new energy technologies with emerging global opportunities, unlocking the value of energy. And then about us, they even changed these pictures. Like this middle one is an ant holding up a twig. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent, but another highway there. Growth opportunities in energy generation, delivery, and consumption experience dramatic changes in XXL millennium. So they're going green. Yeah. What has happened with these other SPACs that have done this? They've pretty much all been successful, and they've all ended up being rad. They all ended up hyping, and they came out and they've been fantastic. Switchback Energy, 2 days ago? Remember we found out that one like 2 months ago? And then before that one was the Spartans, SPAQ, they did that. Same thing. Is this going to be third time's a charm or third time a dud? We'll find out. This used to say oil and gas minerals, now says Trident Acquisitions, the business model. They changed wording all over the website too. When they launched, they said, we are a blank check company formed under the laws of the State of Delaware, United States, on March 17th, 2016. Yes, 2016. That's 4 years ago. We were formed for the purpose of entering into a merger, share exchange, asset acquisition, to other similar business combinations with one or more targeting business. To date, our efforts have been limited to organizational activities as well as activities related to this offering. Our efforts to identify a prospective target business will not be limited to any particular industry or geographic region, although we intend to focus our search on target businesses operating in energy-related industries, from energy producers to technology enablers. So that could even be, again, like kind of a clean spark middleman energy play that can benefit from global expansion of cooperation. We have now not selected any target business for initial business. Same old stuff. They came out and said, as the world is striving to reinvent its energy supplies, we believe that there is a growing ecosystem of companies that are either committed to the new ways of producing traditional types of energy, including, they did add this though, including oil and gas, or to developing the newest technologies that pave the way for a more ecologically responsible means of energy supplies. So again, it's just totally green. We believe that our global experience and knowledge would allow us to identify the most promising targets and assist them in their rapid growth. Their investment strategy, we want to take advantage of privately held energy producers from oil and gas extraction to battery materials and rare earth metal mining. Could even be that type of play, right? Could go up for lithium or who knows. And technology companies that have significant growth potential. So that's even big. I'd rather probably go to that. But need capital to facilitate their expansion by acquiring a company with proven technological and production base, but limited to global access. We believe that we are able to create value for investors. We anticipate the target companies will be established presence and off-takers in North America, which can benefit from expanding to Europe and Southeast Asia. So what's their deal? These guys are mostly seems Russian. They're supposedly now in America, and they're trying to find an American company that they can take over to Europe or Southeast Asia. That is a weird play. I don't know of another SPAC that's trying to do that, trying to take something America and take it over to Europe or, East Asia or something. But this could be a unique opportunity, I definitely think. The team, so this is Ila Panoveramav. I might have butchered that, I'm sorry. Has served as our director since our inception and has been our chief executive officer, CEO, since February 2018. So according to the SEC filings, they actually didn't start until around then, February 2018. So, but all over their website, they say 2016. So I don't know if they were probably planning on doing this since 2016, but then didn't officially get to it until 2018. That could totally be possible. From December 2007 to the present, he has served on opposition member of the Russian Parliament, State Duma, representing Novosibirsk, the capital of Siberia, and is chairing innovations and venture capital, formerly high-tech development subcommittee. Although he was a member of the parliament until 2016, after his lone vote against the war between Russia and Ukraine, he was not permitted to return to Russia after traveling to the United States. So did you hear that? He's involved with some political stuff, and then he was voting against the war, and so they kicked him out of Russia, and now he's in the United States. That's where it really got interesting, right? Pivot. Earlier, he held various positions in government offices and private companies, including vice president of Yukos Oil Company, the largest Russian oil and gas company, and prior to that, director of CIS business development and marketing for Schlumberg Oilfield Services. He holds a bachelor's in physics from Moscow State University and a master of public administration from Russian State Social University. He's an author of a number of research papers and magazine articles about new economy development, energy, regional policies, education, and international relations. So the dude he's smart. You can just tell the stuff he's done. You don't agree with Russia, you're kicked out, I guess. So now he's over in America. So welcome, brother. And now we've got this dude who is Edward Vernon. He's the chairman. He has served as a director, chairman of the board of Trident Acquisitions since 2016. So this might have been like the head dude that started back in the day, and is also a senior advisor of McClarty Associates in Washington, D.C., based international strategic advisory firm. Prior to joining McClarty in 2014, Mr. Vernon was president and CEO of the U.S.-Russia Business Council from 2008 to 2013, where he led efforts to facilitate entry of United States companies into former Soviet markets. So this is like what he used to do. For 5 years, he would help bring companies, U.S. companies, to the Soviet Union. Mr. Vernon spent many years in the industry sector and in the U.S. Foreign Service, posted in former Soviet Union states and in Latin America. He was executive director of the Moscow-based Petroleum Advisory Forum for 2 years. For 5 years, various positions with Texaco, y'all heard of them, and Chevron Texaco, including head of representation for Texaco in Russia and Kazakhstan, and vice president for government and public affairs for Latin America, based in Kharkiv. He served as the vice president ExxonMobil for Russia in 2006 to 2008, and with responsibility for government and political affairs. Mr. began his energy sector career as special representative in Latin America for equipment manufacturing. So that could be a cool tie. I'm thinking this whole time, like, how do you bring energy from the United States to Russia? But here's a way. Equipment manufacturing. Maybe there's some manufacturer here in the United States. Does anyone know anything? Is anything popping off in your head what this could be? And subsequently, as a senior analyst for Shell Oil Company in New York City in the 80s. He was chairman of Kazakhstan Petroleum Association, the chief representative of Barrick Gold Corporation in Russia. Wow. So Barrick Gold is like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, gold and silver mining company in the world. So that's incredible. That's what the Warren Buffett's company just put their money into. So this guy was head of that in Russia for them. Vernon served at the U.S. Foreign Services as economic advisor in Mexico City, in Barcelona, and Moscow. I mean, man, what a background. Holy Toledo, man. Ms. Vernon graduated from University of Arizona with a bachelor's degree in political science, and he received a master's of international management from the American Graduate School of Global Management, Thunderbird. He speaks Russian, Spanish, and Portuguese. It's incredible, dude. These guys are smart. So we're going to get into some problems here. First of all, this was kind of weird to me. The address they have, I looked it up. It is a, what is it? It is a Regis. If you don't know what a Regis is, it's kind of a, what do they call, like a business place. It's like a generic office. So like if you want to get a P.O. box or random address in New York, you could call up Regis and say, hey, just give me an address, put my name on it. And Regis is known even through Google and listings and all that. Like it's super hard to even get a listing if you're listed with a Regis address because they're known for spam. I'm not saying it's spam or fake, but the thing that threw me off is they're not giving like an STE, a suite number for this. They are just giving the 77 Water Street, which is just a big, huge building. They don't say like suite this or whatever. So I thought that was weird. And then below that, so from December 2007 to the present, he's a member of the Russian Parliament, State Duma representing the capital of Siberia, and is chairing Innovations and Venture Capital, formerly High Tech Development Subcommittee, although he was a member of Parliament until 2016 after his lone vote against the war between Russia. Okay, we already went over that. That's where he got kicked out. The first dude got kicked out of Russia. But that's kind of weird. I wish they had an actual address. I tried calling and I couldn't get through to anything. I was just calling the Regis though, and that's totally typical for Regis though. It's just like bounce you around. They have no idea what's going on. So I don't know. They have already here's where it gets weird. They have already extended the SPAC deadline. So the units separated. The units actually separated, get this, in June 11th of 2018. So SPAC Insider wrote, Trident TDAC files to extend to May 29th. And this was back in August 21st of 2019. So they extended to May 29th of this year. And then now they just extended the deadline again. Item 101, entry into material definitive agreement. No. Subsequent to the approval by its stockholders of the amendment to the Investment Management Trust, agreement dated May 29, 2018, as amended between it and Continental Stock Transfer and Trust Company. At the special meeting on August 31st, they entered into the trust agreement with CST. The trust agreement extends the time by which Trident has to consummate a business combination for additional 3 months to December 1st, 2020 of this year. So it's a second extension, but dude, this thing's been going for a long time. What gives me hope that they are actually going to do something with this is that they took the time to change their website around. I'm hoping that they found a target and they're just figuring out the logistics, getting the paperwork right and all that. And they just took out a bunch of cash. So they just took out a bunch of cash too, which is not good. I talk about a lot. I have no problem with people taking out money, but these guys took out a lot of shares, a lot, okay? So this just happened. Each of the proposals described above was approached by the company's stockholders prior to the special meeting. Holders of 630,000 shares of the company's common stock redeemed their shares for cash, resulting in a trust account balance of approximately $62,286,780 after giving effect to the redemptions. Now, remember we started at $175 million Murse, so I'm not sure exactly how that math is done on that. But regardless, it seems like a lot was pulled from it. So they redeemed a lot, which is not good. Is anyone already in this one? Do you have any opinions? Am I missing anything else that is in this? Like I said, all over the site, they're straight ESG. You know, at first I, of course, looked up who could they go after. I looked up Russian electronic vehicles, and of course there's a bunch of them, but they're trying to go after American companies and then bring them to Russia, not take Russia stuff and bring it to the United States. So that's probably totally out of the question. But what could it be? Like I said, I don't know, man. It could be like a product, like an infrastructure play, or it could be like a special solar panel thing, or it could be like a battery or something. But I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around what could Russia want that United States already has that is doing well that they want us to bring over that they couldn't do themselves, or I don't know. That's probably a hard play, and that's probably why they still haven't found anyone yet. I don't know. They could announce tonight, for all I know. Let's take a look at the tickers, though. TDAC. So here's the comments. You know, they're sitting pretty low, but I mean, for what this is, it's kind of high, you know, because there's lots of banging SPACs that are sitting near $10, but this thing has been around for so long, there's probably people that have, you know, been talking about it ever since then slowly, you know, and it's sitting at $10.75, you know, so it's low, but it's not at the floor. So the warrants, you know, these things were at some point, they were around like 10 cents. That got all the way up to like 52 cents, and then now they're just kind of hanging out around 40. They did drop again recently at the end of July to around 20 cents, 18 cents, but now they've been just hanging out around 40 cents. So, you know, if you get in this one, I would suggest writing your stop sales pretty tight. You know, this is not something I would personally recommend backing the truck up on whatsoever. But it might be worth the gamble. You know, it could even be worth, you know, a lottery ticket if you're thinking of it that way. Or like I talked about, you can even put a buy-in above this to try to catch something if something pops. But you never know, man. These guys they're smart. These guys are smart, so they could pull something out of a rabbit, you know, rabbit out of a hat. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. We're going to get into a little bit of news here. So today, Churchill Capital, the fourth announces the separate trading of its Class A common stock and warrants commencing September 18th, 2020. That is today. So if you are a hardcore Churchill Capital SPAC lover, you can jump on these. You know, they're sitting a little bit too high for my blood and a little too far out. Not only that, you know, Churchill, they come up with some decent stuff, but not all of it always hypes well. So I'm going to stay out of this until we get some rumors or something. But let's take a look at what we opened at. The warrants are sitting, they're sitting about $1.66. That's still pretty low, you know, for what this is. Bigger Murse, super well known. You know, this one's not going to open up at 40 cents. It just is what it is. I could see this one definitely pre-merger, you know, getting closer to 2 for sure, just because of the name. So if you want to get in early and park something, you could in the warrants, or you know, obviously the comments are the safer play to put the money in, and those are only sitting at basically the floor at $9.90. So what do you think? You can jump into that? You're a Churchill fan? They're okay. Former merger, the third. So y'all know FMCI, the tattooed chef chick. Well, on September 18th, today, the company issued a press release, a copy of which was attached. There's an 8K announcing that the holders of the company's units may elect to separately trade the shares of the stock on September 21st. which is going to be Monday. So the new FMCI warrants and comments will be opened up on Monday. And you can still get on the units today and do a little warrant arbitrage. I think they come with a third of a warrant. Let's check that. So at least you'll get some juice out of it, right? You're not going to get a ton. Yeah, it comes with a third of a warrant. Where's it sitting right now? It's actually kind of low for what it is. I mean, FMCI is pretty well known. This launched and was riding 10, and then probably when FMCI started coming and banging, started popping out. But I mean, it's only at 1034 for the units. Might be a good warrant arbitrage to do, but again, you only get a third of a warrant. So you could do that, or just wait for the warrants, or whatever you want to do. Another person asked me, Mr. Brinks, on Twitter, he said, I appreciate your videos posts. I added, thank you. He said, PIC to the watch list now. What do you think about the Tortoise acquisition to SNPR.U units? Think these are one of the best unit available right now? Yes. My answer is yes. I know that people are going to be asking me that, so I was like, dude, I'm just going to bring up the video. I brought this up, and yeah, I mean, I parked some money in there for sure. So this is not a good play for what, the warrant arbitrage where you're trying to get free stocks. You're going to get free stocks, but not a lot. What is it, like a fifth? A fourth? You get a fourth of a warrant. This thing opened up around like 1050, and it kind of gapped up the next couple days, and now it's been riding about 1097 or something like this. This one could very well hit 12 before the units even split, just because of the hype around SHLL, SHLL. People that are in this is the new one of that. So people love this thing. Every generation of people love this one, and that's why one of the reasons it's doing so well is it captivated a huge market. You get the green folk, and you get the truck driver folk, the young folk, the old folk, all of them. So yeah, I think it's a good place to park some money. Could this definitely go back down to 1050? Yep. It could go back down to go to 10 probably, but will it? I don't know. It could go to 1050-ish, but there's so much hype and love with this company now because of what its little brother has done. You'd probably be fine long run, I'm sure. They're going green again too, by the way. So you're probably gonna be fine with that. So Mr. Fisker, he was traveling to Europe, not Germany, but he was negotiating business deals. He was wearing a mask during the 11-hour flight, but we all need to do our part until this is over. Back in business. When this came out, I'll show you what happened to the stock. Just from that tweet alone, look at this. We broke out of the bull flag, pointed out the other day, and then it finally broke the bull straight up, and rose up another 6% just from that tweet. And from there it came down a tiny bit. Now it's only sitting 4% for the day, but dude, it's just the power of that. And he didn't even really say anything. This is just more coming out that he is actually working to getting this thing done. At least he's showing he's traveling and trying to get the thing done. It's still so crazy to me though. I feel like he's going to end up with parts and manufacturing all over the world, and what is he doing? And it's a little chaotic, and it's cool he's jumping in. I like the guy. I just still don't know if he should pull down as the CEO and become the CMO, the chief marketing officer instead. Just run it as the hype guy. I think he's great. People love him. People like the guy he's already hyping. But business decisions it's going to keep the company running. That's what we're here for. Charts, we need to look at some charts. We need to look at massive charts here. I've been being bad and haven't really been looking at them again, I should say that. But you guys have been helping me. You've been calling out all that stuff that was called out yesterday's video. Y'all see that? Maybe you didn't see it till early morning. All of our subscribers that called something out, today they went up. How sweet is that? So that's exactly what I want to do. I want to get the tentacles all out there, have all octopus tentacles, grabbing stuff, finding information. We all come together and we're helping each other out. So did anyone jump on any of the plays that y'all brought up yesterday? I hope you did. Let's take a look at one of them. Let's look at SPY first. Okay, we're going to take a look at SPY. What do we got going on right away? It looks like a bull flag. Bull flag burrito. It looks like it broke out. Why? Because if we draw this line here, it's been tagged 1, 2, 3, 4. This whole stair stepping down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, 10 times here, and then it has now broken out of that. We're just kind of doing these like long bull flags out. We can still get an aggressive out before election. We're still sitting well below the previous all-time highs that we hit over here, which is this big green line, ATH. That's what I name as all-time high. Leave that there for this line to know. We're definitely sitting below that, which is not good. We've got the volume pattern though is drastically headed south though. You can see that it was spiked out about September 3rd, and you can kind of draw a board down it like this, about a 30-degree angle. It still just looks kind of like a sketchy market, which I think it is. This pattern does look almost identical to this, so we could kind of see this just kind of end up stair stepping down again. And so I'm guessing Monday it's going to break this channel just like it did here. It'll probably gap up Monday, and then it's just going to barely go up for a couple days, and we'll probably stair step down a little bit. I hope that we just sky to the moon, because that means we all make money, right? Because no matter what, the majority of stocks pretty much follow the SPY for the most part. But right now we're still just kind of sitting in that no man's land. And I would still be totally sketchy with what you're doing. We did end the week lower than last though, which is not good. You want to look at things per week, and what's funny is this pattern is by the week too, right? This is a 1 week here, and then you look a week before it looks exactly the same. Patterns like to repeat about 3 to 3.5, 4 times. So that's why I'm thinking we're probably going to do about the same pattern next week. Little rally on Monday. Maybe don't buy on Monday. Maybe take a little profit, or just ride your stops up on Monday. That's what I'm going to guess. QQQ, I'm guessing it's the same, because this is what's really running the stock market is the tech companies, right? Man, this thing was down, 1.28%. Kind of the same thing. It's just riding down. But again, it's kind of given us these big old massive bull flags, let's just call it. We've definitely got a channel here that was tagged a couple times. So next week, we want to get past 272. Right now, again, it's sitting, well, that wasn't previous all-time highs. That was just the SPY, but it's still finished just like the SPY, lower than last week. This does have this nice channel here, though. You see this right here, this red one here? This followed it down from previous weeks, tagged it previous week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. This week it only tagged it once, but it used it as support, but it tagged it off the support, which is fantastic. So just kind of the same thing, just kind of watch it. It still looks like until we get a confirmation, it looks like it's just going to repeat that and just kind of stair step down. I wish I had something better to say, but I don't. VIX, this is the I'm scared I'm going to sell everything off network. This is one of the things that's telling us that people really aren't that scared. Why? Because this goes up when people are scared, and this went down today 2.38%. And we're sitting at the middle bottom of this channel we got going on. And we're still in a total downward, look at this, it's still surfing this big old channel we got from this whole year, from 6 months out, from a year out. We're right in the middle of this downward slope. So again, this is giving us more proof that beginning of next week, this will probably continue to head down, which means that the SPY and the QQQ will head up a little bit. But guess what? Once this gets close to this bottom channel or this line here, it might start going back up, which means the other ones are probably hitting those other channels, and then those will go down. So watch them all. The dollar, the US dollar. So we definitely broke this long channel, which is still something to definitely watch. This is about a 3 month channel that we surfed down. We broke this a couple weeks ago. into last week. This is, getting us into sketchy territory again with everything else, because we technically broke a bull for the dollar, which is bad for precious metals and Bitcoin. But now it's just kind of consolidating. It's gone up, tagged right above this line here, came back down, tagged right above, but went back down. There's just nothing really telling us a big picture. And just realize too, guys, like sometimes the best play to make is none. Sometimes you are just doing that crocodile thing like I've been talking about. Just sit back and just wait for the perfect opportunity. Just scan the news. Just wait till like the most banging thing comes out. Like, if Switchback Energy comes out with a press release that says, yes, we are LOI'd, we are signing here, that might be something to jump in. Something massive like that. Or Fisker comes out and, gives a brand of these parent. What if he ends up going with Volkswagen? If he drops a Volkswagen name or something like that, that's probably going to zoom. Something like that again. But other than that, just be really cautious right now. Just be super, super cautious with your money. Here's one of the plays that busted out, that was called out yesterday. I think you could have made about 10%. And so here is the, you know what? Let's go to the 1 minute. There we go. So I think this was the problem yesterday. We couldn't find this big red candle that he had, but it was because I was too far zoomed out. If you zoomed out, there's a big green candle that we were looking at yesterday, but you had to zoom in. So take a look at this. This is from yesterday. This is what he's talking about. Here's this big red exhaustion candle where they're just out of breath. They need some honey. The bears need some honey. They're out of it. They're out of honey. They got to run back to the cave and hibernate for a little bit. When you see this red thing, that usually means it's a trend reversal. There's no more down. It's going to go up. And look what happened. It started zipping up. So you could have taken, about 8%, 7.5% today, which is fantastic. And anything else? Oh yeah, WorkHorse. We need to check out WorkHorse. You can't stop this thing, man. Oh my gosh, did some news just come out again? So the market ended it was at $30.67. And post-market it's up to $31.17. That is huge, man. Let me know in the comments. Did I miss something as I was doing this video? The market just closed where I'm at 43 minutes ago. That is incredible. So, just like we were talking, man, it's just breaking these channels. You cannot stop this beast. If we're getting this much reaction and the USPS contract still hasn't even been announced, just imagine what it's going to do if and when that happens. It's going to be crazy. Definite all-time highs. It came up, smacked this channel here. There were some big shorts coming in. So let's get this back. Where were they? Right about here. Yeah. So if we don't include that, here was a big exhaustion candle I was looking at earlier. And, people started trying to call out shorts I was hearing. But you had these exhaustion candles. They're out of honey. The bears are out of honey. So what does that mean? It's probably going to go up. And what happens? It started getting some green consolidated, green volume candles to sky. It blew this red one out of the water. And now look at, again, post-market. We're above it even more. Congratulations. You're all still in WorkHorse riding that thing? I am. Did a risky play and grabbed some calls a couple days ago or whatever. After my other ones went, I just pulled them. And it's going good, man. So that is awesome. Any other plays you guys want me to take a look at? Any other news I totally missed today? Still got plenty of videos coming out. What do you think about this company? You think you might buy some lotto tickets with it? Maybe enough money to buy dinner, some dinner money, maybe to buy your groceries for next week if it 2 or 3X's. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But thanks again, everybody. If you haven't already subscribed, please do it. But please just share this with your friends on any channels you're on, either Twitter or any websites at all. That definitely helps out the channel. We'll see you out there tomorrow. Take care.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.